Hello, I'm a local judge, and I want to tell you about the criminal laws that may affect your son or daughter while attending the University of Arizona. As you may know, the U of A is situated within Pima County. Since the university is a land-grant college, the laws governing the school are state laws. What does that mean? Well, it means that the university sits like a cloud within the city of Tucson, and then, if a person commits a minor offense while on the campus of the University of Arizona, those cases are referred to the Pima County Justice Court and is heard by a justice of the peace. If, on the other hand, a student or any person commits an offense while outside the boundaries of the University of Arizona, the case is referred to the Tucson Municipal Court judge, and the person most likely will be cited by a Tucson police officer. All serious crimes are referred to the Pima County Superior Court. Now, while all crimes are serious, I'm referring to charges such as murder or rape. Those offenses rarely, if ever, occur at the University of Arizona. So my comments to you and information are about arrests for minor or misdemeanor offenses, such as consuming alcohol as a minor, possession of alcohol as a minor, possession of small quantities of marijuana, theft or trespass or shoplifting cases. The procedures I'm going to describe only apply to those offenses that actually occur while a student is on or within the boundaries of the university property. Please understand, I am not giving you legal advice. I'm only describing the court procedures. Now, the process begins if your son or daughter is issued an arrest citation by the University of Arizona Police Department while on campus. Now remember, the campus includes all geographical areas within the U of A, such as dorms, parking garages, the streets, the bookstores, all the classrooms, the swimming pools, the U of A stadium. Your son or daughter will be given a notice on the citation to appear at the Pima County Justice Court at a specific date and time. The Pima County Justice Court is located at 115 North Church Avenue in downtown Tucson. It is critical that your son or daughter appear in court on the date and time as directed. In some very limited circumstances, an accelerated date or an earlier date or a later date can be granted, but this can only be done through a written motion to the court. If your son or daughter fails to appear in court, it's a predictable result. A warrant will be issued for his or her arrest. Please understand that our system at the Pima County Justice Court is tied into the MVD, which will result in the suspension of the driver's license of the individual. Parking in downtown Tucson can be challenging, so it is important that your son or daughter plan to be at the courthouse in plenty of time. Remind your student that the proceedings are serious and they are to dress accordingly. Now, once at the courthouse, a master calendar will direct the student to an assigned courtroom. Once in the courtroom, a judge will advise everybody of their right to a trial and their rights to an appeal. The judge will not appoint an attorney to represent your child for offenses such as possession of alcohol as a minor, possession of marijuana, shoplifting, or for these misdemeanor offenses. In fact, a judge will only appoint an attorney to represent an individual if they are in fact looking at mandatory jail time, such as a case of driving while under the influence of alcohol. In many cases, the judge will know in advance if your son or daughter is eligible for a program known as the University of Arizona Diversion Program, which is administered by the U of A Dean of Students Office. Under the diversion program, the conviction is set aside or put to the side or diverted for 4 to 6 months. If your student does not violate the law and completes the sanctions as required by the Dean of Students Office, then the case is dismissed. Diversion is permitted only if a student does not have any prior criminal history and only if the University of Arizona Dean of Students Office accepts the student into the diversion program. The Justice Court does not require a person to complete 2 programs, one for the Justice Court and one for the University of Arizona. Instead, the Justice Court usually accepts the U of A's program requirements for community service and for educational sanctions. The Justice Court handles thousands of cases and works closely with the University of Arizona to be certain that the student completes the requirements. But remember, if a student fails to complete the requirements as mandated by the Dean of Students Office or by court order, then judgment and conviction will be imposed, and in fact a warrant can even be issued for the non-compliant student. Should you hire an attorney to represent your student? This is your decision, and only you can determine what is best for you and your family. There are many competent and able attorneys who can guide you and your family through this legal process. Since the Justice Court is a people's court, students are able to represent themselves. Again, this is a very brief outline of the court proceedings for Pima County Justice Court. You may have other questions that I've not answered, and please remember, this is not legal advice, but only an outline of the proceedings. The main thing to remember, and the most important thing to remember though, is that your student will need your emotional support and your guidance during this court process. The sanctions that are imposed by the Dean of Students' Office are supported by the court and reflect our mutual commitment that this is to be a growing and learning event and not a punitive or humiliating experience.